Hey, what's going on, guys? What's good? Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chris, delivering you the best motovlog content. What's good? Anyways, today's gonna be a little bit different. Decided to take on this project. There's no motovlog today. Definitely, there's nothing on the bike today, but it's definitely gonna be motorcycle related. And I decided to take on this project, which I find it's pretty cool. So, bottom line, quick story. I had a neighbor that really admired the bike, and so we were just chatting, and he was telling me about when he used to ride and stuff. And he mentioned that he still had some gears. So he told me if he had found his gears, he would bring it over and see if I wanted them. And so a few days ago, he brought down his old racing boot, which is pretty sick. So the project that we're gonna take on is we're gonna try to restore the boots that he gave me. They're right here. And so it's these Alpine Stars. Sick red, love it. Love the red, super sick. They're pretty banged up though. They're pretty destroyed. There's a lot of mileage on it, you know, but it still has life. So honestly, it's just like wear and tear, you know, knee slide, like feet sliding and stuff like that. So I mean, the man used to race, so it's a pretty banged up boot. And so that's why in the beginning you saw me take out some stuff out the locker. We are going to try to restore it with some shoe goo, we're gonna use some sandpaper. We're also gonna use some leather restoration kit, and we're gonna use some coins. Yes, some coins. It's gonna be weird, but I'm gonna explain why we're gonna use coins a bit in the video. And so, anyway, with that being said, the boot was definitely dirtier when I first got it. Some of the scuffs were darker than usual, really dirty, you know. And so I washed it beforehand, which I shouldn't have. I should have started filming, but I got too excited. I washed the boot, and so anyways, it's really dirty. I cleaned and sanitized the inside, and so now it's ready to be prepped and ready to be restored. Honestly, if you guys want to know, I didn't clean it with pretty much. I used Dainese cleaning product for leather, and then it worked out pretty well. I also used some car leather wipes just to help it soak in, get the leather moisturized so we can break down the dirt. And I washed the inside with lukewarm soapy water, and that's about it. And so, anyways, let's head to the workbench, get it started, and I'll just shut up. So before we get started, we're gonna stuff the boots with some fabric, just so the leather, like, you know, poofs up like if somebody's wearing it. It's gonna be easier to work with anyway, so just give me a second and get some towels. We got the towels, so what we're just gonna do is just try to stuff it. It's gonna look weird, obviously. It's a step we need to do. So, just get that in there. So, we managed to stuff the boots. I think that so this way it's easier to work with. The boots are more puffed up, so it's gonna be easier to sand. And so I've read that using 1500. Well, they said to start with 400. I'm no work boot guy, so I said to work with 400 first to get the knits and grit, like the heavy leather that's left, and then gradually move on to 1500. But I'll start with 1500 right now. I don't care. I'll scrub for days. So we're gonna start with this, and we're just gonna start working our way into making the edge more soft. We're gonna start with this section and see what it gives us, and kind of smooth it out, and so we can get it ready to prep to repair it and add some coloring onto it. So expect the boot to be 100% perfect, but I'm definitely expecting it to be somewhat presentable, right? See, like this part, there's no way we're gonna be able to, this part right here, there's no way we're gonna be able to like bring it back to life 100%. But like I said, our goal is to make it presentable and usable again. So anyway, the first boot's finished. We're on to the second boot. Alright, so we've managed to sand out and smooth out the edges as much as we can, but like I said, you see this? This is messed up. So anyways, what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna restore the easy parts first. So just like this, I'm gonna try to repair it and get it back to normal. And we'll do the hard stuff later where it needs more time to dry. So I'm gonna pull out the vinyl kit here. So we have filler and adhesive here. We'll worry about coloring later. And start with the application. Operation Repair Boot. Oh shit. What the fuck? Alright, so anyways, what we're gonna try to do is try to match the color of this thing. So matching the color isn't going to be a very difficult part, just because, so they say to use the color kind of mapping here to kind of match what you're trying to fix, but I think I'm gonna have to wing it because it's too red. It's like lava red, so I'm gonna try to mix red and white to lighten up the color. So add more red, see what happens. Maybe a bit of yellow as well, so we can try to get orange. I added some yellow to the mix, and let's see if we can get it as close as possible. Alright, I think we've obtained a good red that can possibly help us in our repair. So I'm just gonna dab it onto here and see what it's like. Right. Well, clearly that didn't work. We are running into some complications at the moment. Apparently I cannot obtain the red that I need, so we are going to move on to a different method. So I thought I solved the solution by going to the store and getting the color. I thought that was the right one, but turns out it still was the wrong one. I bought this vinyl plane by Duplicolor, and it didn't work out. As you can see, it is not the same color at all, and I tried it off camera to patch it up, and this is what it turned out. So it didn't work out at all. So anyway, that's a fail. So now my second plan is to change the whole color of the boot to this color right here. We're gonna transform the whole thing. There's like good reviews about this thing anyways. It's flexible, so it's gonna be good. It's made for leather, for seats. Usually people use it for seats, I saw on videos, so I'm not worried about it being on the boot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop with the coloring, and we're gonna patch up the holes with the leather filler and the shoe glue. Let it dry up for about 4 hours, hopefully this part of the project goes well. You know what I mean? I mean, not everything can go right, but let's hope this one does. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna insert this in between the letter, some sort of tissue, and I'm gonna put it in the holes, and we're gonna put the filler in it, and then let it dry out. So we managed to put the application of the letter filler and the adhesive. So now we can proceed to filling it up with the shoe glue. And from there, it's gonna be a longer cure, obviously. So we're gonna use a shoe glue, and we're gonna let it sit for about 5 hours and then come back to it later. But right now, the main thing that we gotta do is make sure that the shoe glue fills up everything that needs to be filled up. Now, I know that this is the interesting part. So this side is actually all right. It's not so bad, right? It's okay. We'll fill it up and sand it to form the full boot, right? This one, on the other hand, is a big chunk that got raised off. And so what we're gonna do with this, if you guys know Aaron Henning from MC Garage, he said to use coins to fix the boot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add shoe glue, one layer, and then we're gonna add coins to fill it up, and then we're gonna add more shoe glue and more layers until I am satisfied and it honestly reaches the box layer. So, that took a while, but we got what we wanted. So, as you can see, I filled up the patch that was missing and I overlapped it. And what we're gonna do when this thing dries up is we're gonna sand it to form it. And then it should be good. Anyway, moving on to the next boot. Molding and heating, this is what it should look like. So if you see right there, we try to replicate like if there was still something there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna sand afterwards when this thing dries up to form the boot. I managed to file it down the best I can, and you can see right there, smoothed it out, cleaned it out, burned the tips that were extending, burned the tips that was extending, and I think we should be good to paint now. So we're gonna paint over this thing and these boots and let it dry. But first we gotta mask the whole boot, so let's work on masking it. So, we finally finished masking this one. Let's, same thing, let's get this going, baby. Our leather is now complete and ready to be revealed. Welcome back to day 3 of fixing the booth. When I was peeling it off, I honestly wasn't impressed. Let's just say that I wasn't impressed by the results we got. What I did last night, which I realized I didn't get it on film, I painted the pucks red and the backings so I can get a more uniform look. It looks better now, but there's one thing that's weird. This orange accent, not my vibe. So what's gonna happen now is we're gonna mask again, and we're gonna turn it white. Overall, super satisfied with the results, the end results of the boot. I think they look fantastic. They look great. That being said, would I say it's worth it? I would say no. I'd say it wasn't worth it to go through the whole hassle of having to mask and paint and everything. But hey, if this is your favorite boot, I'd say go for it, right? I feel like I went over budget of what I was expecting, just because I didn't have a lot of tools that every man should have in the garage, I guess, just like sanding paper, masking tape. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, share this. I think it's pretty sick. And I'll see you guys out there. Be safe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
I'll be that Asian mud girl, much what I'm repping. Though I'm not the killer, but this beast that I be killing, the flow that I be spitting, mellow voice when I'm sweet talking to your smoking, drinking with the homeboys in this. Spark up, get high, blush up my eyes, time just fly by.